Marketing is essential to generate the leads that leads the business into sales. But nowadays, we spend most of our time creating content and scrolling on social media without properly setting a strategy in place. And our businesses have begun to suffer. My name is Rania Abiyunis, here from Socialize to help you with online marketing. Today we're going to go over how you can market your online business effectively in 2020. Now, if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and hit the bell icon because I'm posting a new video every week about online marketing that can help you grow your business. Now, if you're looking to generate high quality leads in your business, then I recommend that you sign up for the masterclass that I'm giving. The details are found in the link in the description box below. You're going to learn how to generate leads in your business so you can actually create sales later on. And these leads need to be high quality so you can get the high quality sales that you are looking for. Now, if you want more details, the link in the description box will give you all the details, so make sure you check it out. So I'm going to ask you a question. Who really wants to spend all their time online for their business and not make money? Anyone? Probably no one thought, yes, me, I want to do it. That's because we're not in the business to not make money. And at the same time, even if we are, we don't want to be spending all our time working from our devices the entire day. So by the end of this video, you're going to learn a couple of tips that you can actually implement in your business. And there's even more in the masterclass that I talked about in the beginning of the video. The link is in the description box below. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is having strategic content out there. This is so important, guys. The content that you create for your business needs to be every single time intentional and strategic so you can get the result in a more time-effective manner. So what this actually means is that you're going to be spending your time creating content that's going to lead a person through the customer journey. And I talk more about this in the masterclass, but basically your customer usually goes through a certain process before they decide to buy from you. And what your content can be doing at this time is actually holding the customer's hand every step of the way. So at each stage of the customer journey, you would be creating content that actually fits what the customer needs to learn so that they can be ready to buy your product. Now, of course, when you are creating content, it doesn't mean that every single time you're going to be saying, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, but you're going to be creating content that is strategic and intentional. So what does this actually mean? Usually with marketing a business, there's usually two objectives. The first objective is to prime your audience to get ready for the sale. And the second objective is to actually make the sale. So I call these indirect and direct kinds of content creation. And what you basically do is you create content that is going to prime the person to get ready to buy from you. You give them value after value after value after value, and then you have these sales kinds of content that talks about the sale. Now, this differs based on what kind of business you're in and all the details, but of course it applies to all industries that you're going to have two objectives: priming the person to get ready to buy the product or service or offer, and actually telling the person, buy from me. So this takes me to the second part of this point. Here is where all of the critics that talk about being salesy jump in. But no, I don't want to be salesy, or I don't want to annoy my customer, or I don't want to be talking too much about my product to appear too selfish. But the thing is, if you do your strategy correctly, you're going to be giving the person value, and you're going to be positioning yourself as an expert. And every single time you're going to be giving them valuable information, valuable content, and then you're going to ask them for a sale, which means that the person that just got all the free content that you just gave out shouldn't mind that you are selling. Because in the end, you're not a personal blog. You're trying to make money from the social media accounts that you have, from the online marketing efforts that you're doing, from the blogging, from everything that you're doing. You're trying to make money from it because these are tools for you to use in your business. So being worried that you're going to be annoying your audience or you being too salesy or whatever, that is definitely a concern that you can address, but it should not stop you from posting content that tells people to buy from you. Which actually brings me to the second point. The second point is always be building a brand. So what does that actually mean? I'm not going to tell you now, pick your brand colors, pick out a nice logo, pick out the types of different fonts that you have and so on. Because the font, the logo, the colors, they don't really matter that much anymore. What actually matters with your brand strategy is the part that no one tells you, which is How you talk is part of your brand. How you appear is part of your brand. What you say and what you do is part of your brand, and so on and so forth. So I'm just gonna give you an example. If you're subscribed to my channel, you already know that I already upload videos that give you tips and tricks and walk you through them step by step by step by step without skipping any point. Which means that you know that part of my brand, I'm the step-by-step kind of person. I will take you through the valuable information that I'm giving you. I'm gonna give it all away, and you know that you're going to get value from following and subscribing to this channel. Which reminds me, make sure you subscribe, guys. So how do you actually implement this? Every single thing in your business needs to be intentional. So for example, you need to be doing something that is on a consistent basis. So people are going to start to expect certain things from you at certain times in certain ways based on what you teach them to get to expect. So that means that if you send out an email and every single time that email reply is starting off with a thank you and ending off with I'll see you soon or I'll talk to you soon or whatever, that is going to make the customer or the person that's reaching out to you expect that every single time you're going to be structuring it this way. And they might not be 100% aware that they are expecting it, but sometimes they'll be like, I don't know, something's changed. I don't really like the company anymore. And that's usually what has changed. They've changed the way that they've been doing business. So I'm gonna give you another example. So imagine like right now you hire a coach and one day the coach goes on video, the other day the coach goes on audio, the third day she goes on WhatsApp. You will always feel very paranoid. Like, am I supposed to be camera ready or am I supposed to be audio ready? Or can I do this like while I'm sitting with other people? Like, this is why you need to be thinking out your brand strategy. And of course, I touch in more detail about this in the masterclass. Make sure you register in the link in the bio. Now, the next point is a point that is very, very, very strong, which is create shareable content. Now, when you create shareable content, it means that your content is going to be the kind of content that people will share. So a picture of you might not be shared that much unless like you're a model or something, but like if you're trying to give out valuable information, like information-based information, the picture of you might not do as well as maybe an infographic. What you could do here so you can actually increase the amount of shares that you get is you need to see what people are actually responding to first. So first you need to know your audience, then you need to see what they're responding to, what are they sharing, what are they putting in their stories and all these details. And then you can also see the competitor, what they're doing. Now here you need to be very careful. I don't want you to be copying the competitor because we want original content. The content is not going to be shareable if you're just copying it, right? They're just gonna follow the person that has the more follows or subscribers or whatever, and they're just gonna leave you in the dust. So make sure that your content is actually original. You need to put your own take on it. You need to get creative and create content that will fit your ideal audience and actually make you stand out from the competition. So the ways that I do this is basically I use TubeBuddy and keywords everywhere, and I start seeing what people are sharing, what people are talking about, why did this video get this many comments, and I start going through the different options. There's another way that you can also do this is by going to the Explore page on Instagram or the For You page on TikTok. Or if you're on Facebook, you might be going into the Facebook groups and seeing what people are sharing. You just need to see, depending on your platform, what people are sharing and see why they're sharing it and try to figure it out and then try to replicate and test and test and test. And then the next point, which is a game changer, which is telling a story. When you tell a story for your brand, you are actually engaging your audience longer and they're going to come back for more because they're so engaged and they care so much about what you're doing. So I'm pretty sure right now that you probably prefer to sit on YouTube and watch videos than to actually go to a class and listen to an instructor speak. And I get why. I'm a university instructor, and the way curriculums are built and the way that they are delivered, it's just easier for the instructor to be like, listen, this is the content, you do this, you do that, and then that's it, let's go. I did my job, I'm done. So it's so much easier for the instructor to just take the content of the material, of the book or whatever, and just be like, listen, this is it, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. You go implement and we'll see you in the test. That's just easier. But for me, I want my audience and my clients and my students to actually care about what they're learning about. Now, of course, you can't make someone care, but you can keep them engaged enough to discover if they will care or not. So what I do is I usually create stories from the content that I have. So right now, without you noticing, I'm actually telling you a story and delivering the piece of content. You already now know that telling a story is very important, and you're probably starting to think of different ways that you can use this for your business. But I didn't tell you, like, tell a story, you say this, you say that, and that's it. No, I told you it through a story format. I told you I'm a university instructor, this is what people usually do, this is how they react, and all these different things. And you're listening and you're probably very engaged because you're like, oh yeah, this is actually true. You need to make sure that every piece of content you're creating is actually creating a story that guides a person from point A to point B to point C. Now you know where to begin for marketing effectively in your business, but you're probably still wondering how you're going to be generating leads on a consistent basis. Now, if you're interested in something like that, make sure you go to the link in my description box below and go and sign up for the masterclass. I go into details about this, guys. I took a lot of things that I learned from 2011 till now about lead generation and put it into the masterclass. And you're not going to get any kind of leads, you're going to get high quality kinds of leads. So make sure you sign up in the link in the description box below and pick the date that fits you. Now, just in case you're watching this during the pandemic, we can still market effectively, but we need to be aware of how our audience think. So if you want to learn the behavior of your customer before you go and launch and do all those kind of different things, you can check out this video here where I talked about the different ways that customers would see the pandemic and how you can approach it for your launch. Now, depending on your business, launching right now might be a good thing, might not be a good thing. It really just depends on your business. So that ends our video today. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next week. Bye.